Hello, manga and anime lovers. I'm Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about Too Many Losing Heroines, Episode 7. Oh, man, what an episode. What an emotionally charged, tragic, and yet happy episode. This was one of the best climaxes to a romance story I've ever seen. Now, there's no way I can talk about everything great in the episode without going on for like an hour, so I'm just going to touch on the highlights. Starting with Anna and Yukimizu's conversation in the early morning at the grandma's house, when Anna is basically saying that she can't really root for either party, but if she was giving advice to Lemon, she would say to basically steal the boyfriend back, which is exactly why she's not the one giving advice and Yukimizu is, because Yukimizu has a bit of a more level head on his shoulders and is actually not telling Lemon to do anything. He just goes and sits with her and lets her get it all out. And it turns out that Lemon did have the exact same thoughts that Anna did. And I think if Anna had gone to Lemon to give advice, the ending would have been a lot more different. In some ways, a lot happier, but in a lot of ways, a lot more tragic. Because nothing good would have come from stealing Iono from his girlfriend. So now, I guess let's get to the main part of the episode, the real heartbreaker, the real downer, when Lemon finally has her conversation. She finally confronts everything with Iono, and we learn that Iono did have feelings for Lemon, but he was too scared to say them, and he didn't even really recognize them because he was just too dense until he fell in love with Chihaya. And oh man, that hurts like a truck, like an isekai truck, because it means that Lemon had a chance. If she had just confessed earlier and did not keep running away from her feelings, she would have had a real strong chance that she probably would be together with Iono and things would be much different right now. And yet, she didn't. She was too busy running away, and Iono, on his part, was in a way running away because he thought Lemon was out of his league. He didn't consider their friendship equal. And so, by the time they both realized their feelings, it was too late. Iono had already fallen out of love with her, was already in love with Chihaya, and Lemon was too late. She had arrived at the goal in last place. And yet Lemon, true to her optimistic self, does not take this in the worst way that you possibly can. She takes it in a very positive manner, where she is happy that Iono loved her, that at one point their feelings were mutual, and she's overjoyed as well as heartbroken that that was the case. And I think coming to this conclusion and reminiscing about the good old days really helped Lemon to move past her feelings. Not entirely, because I'm sure she still has them, but to move past her attachment, I guess you could say. Now she's able to move on, or at least begin the process of moving on. And talking to Chihaya earlier also, I assume, helped a lot. We didn't get to see their conversation, but Chihaya did track Lemon down with the GPS, which I assumed she would do. When Yukimizu asked her not to use the GPS, and I can't remember what she said, but it was implied she would do it one more time. He thought it was Iono, but I immediately thought, no, she's going to be tracking Lemon. And it turns out I was correct. So after talking to Chihaya and talking to Iono and airing out her feelings, and I assume Chihaya airing out her feelings and Iono airing out his feelings, things are finally able to come to a close. And Yukimizu, the absolute Chad lad man that he is, gives Lemon one more excuse to have one more night with her friends. And they walk home together holding pinkies. And it is super depressing and yet very, very happy as well. Lemon and Iono are finally able to say goodbye to their childhood friend relationship and open up a new relationship of just being friends. And Lemon is also able to be friends with Chihaya as well. And so things that turn out pretty well, all things considered. I mean, everyone's feelings were thrown through the blender and mixed up and twisted around, but it's all good in the end. And then, of course, Anna caps off the episode with another peak comedy moment where she asked Yukimizu to ask Iono to be her stand-in boyfriend. And he is just done with it. But that's why they're so good for each other, because he does not take any of her garbage, and yet she is one of the funniest persons you've ever met. One more thing I want to say before I end off the discussion is I really like the clock motif when Lemon and Iono were talking, where it kept going and ticking while they were talking, and eventually both hands hit the hour right as Lemon and Iono came to an understanding. And then, as soon as that happened, the hands moved apart again as they began to drift into their proper places, I guess you could say. And beautiful episode, beautiful music, incredible voice acting by whoever voice acts Lemon. Absolutely amazing, especially when she was talking to Nukumizu, lamenting about her terrible feelings of wanting to break up Ayano and Chihaya. Incredible, crying without actually crying. I really can't praise her enough. Apparently, she's pretty new to the business, and she's done a few other major roles. I think I might have seen one of them. I can't remember what they were. That being said, that's all I have to say on this episode. Really looking forward to next time. I guess it's Komori's arc. That would be wonderful. I love that girl. So I'll see you then, hopefully. Bye.